What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we're here at the Nerd Castle with the next episode of Mountain Blade Warband. In this episode, Distar is under attack. We're gonna go ahead and I think since the Supreme High Mega Puma Big Kahuna, I suppose, has decided to attack the Distar Castle, we're gonna hang out here and see if he breaks off his assault and just kind of see what happens. I think with our 150, 180 guys, we can take him, especially given how many sharpshooters we have. It's gonna be really, really ugly for him to try and take this thing. And I don't think we stand too much of a chance of losing. Oh good, Toga has been besieged. That's going to be enjoyable. Well. Ooh, we're going to have decisions to make. Alright, well let's join this battle and we'll see what happens. We could lose everything right here, I don't know. I still have no idea how they're maintaining such a massive force. That's been my big confusion thus far, is it just doesn't seem cogent with regards to how the game works for me. It appears as though the AI must be cheating in some respect in order to have such huge garrisons even though it has no holdings. They only have like 2 castles left. By my experience, they should only have like 4 lords at the moment. And yet they still seem to be managing to unleash the hell on us every single time we leave any of our bases open. So today we're going to hang out here. Hopefully we can defend this place. I probably should have given my archers the order to hold fire. Unfortunately, I didn't have the foresight to do so. You gentlemen should probably be over here somewhere. I'm gonna wait until they're coming up the ladder because I like shooting them in the sides a little bit better. Seems like I get a whole lot more done when I do it that way. This is gonna be a multiple part battle. One in which we find ourselves. Well, it sort of depends, I think. Whatever our kill ratio looks like right here, and I hope that it's a very, very positive kind of like 16, 17 to 1 type deal. I can't guarantee that it will be, but I hope that it will be. And as they get piled up right here, our goal then becomes, oh, I killed a friendly troop. My bad, -1 to morale. How did they know? It is the din, it is the throng of combat right now. I almost said the thong of combat. The thong of combat seems like it would be really, really sweaty. It would be deeply in need of some kind of washing. Given how many archers they have, I do think this is going to be one of those weird siege battles as well, where they just kind of hang out in the back lines and mess with us with arrows too. Hopefully as people fall, we'll be able to pick up their crossbows and continue to help with this thing. I need you guys like the hell out of the way. Move! Move! He said as cow-like as possible. I shouldn't have taken that shot, I should have saved it. Totally pointless shot. There we go, get him in the kneecap. He definitely took an arrow to the knee, and that was that. I'm gonna pick up as many arrows as I can out of the walls while we're here. I'm gonna try and get the ones that are up close enough to skirmish. I don't know why my arrows, they feel like they're flying off to the sides or something. Movement is hard. All my targets should hold still. Hold still and make my life easier. Now the big thing that we really don't want to happen during this entire thing is we don't want to get killed. If we get killed during the course of this fight, that's bad. That's really bad because then it leaves the AI to resolve the combat all by its lonesome self, and when the AI is left to its own devices, I have personally found that it tends to like do really dumb resolutions. I don't want you up my walls. I want you way back there, fall. There we go. Got him. All these little peckers right here just hanging out, chiseling at us. Almost took an arrow. Let me see if can I get some of those arrows? I need some arrows. Let me have some arrows. Someone, anyone, bring forth my arrows. I could take the siege crossbow, which would be kind of an interesting decision. Although I'm not completely out. I'm lacking any real sort of... Hey. Oh my god, I hate this so much. I am trapped. Leaving me unable to help out with any of this. There we go. Got him out of the way. Is there anything useful over here that I could grab onto? He's got a flanged mace. Nope. I don't need any guitar effects put onto my maces. And let's see here. I know one of you guys got some arrows up in here. Don't be hating. Let me have it. Let me have that arrow. That beautiful, delicious arrow. What you also run into is sometimes they don't drop the bolts, but they do drop the weapon, which is the other thing about picking up ranged weapons, is sometimes you run into... Methinks they have finally made it up the wall. And this time, because we're on defense, I can't run away and try and fix this. Now, we are losing a lot of just like generic troops because the place did have initial defenders. So hopefully that works out okay. Oh, and they disappeared. I saw them land there on the ground too, right as they vanished. That's bad. Hopefully a crossbowman gets shot then. You, I command you to fall over and die. Hey, it worked. That's never worked before. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. There we go. Give me those. You see how I can help here. This is a very high damage weapon, although I'm going to be able to load it incredibly slowly. It's not going to be helping me much because I don't think I've actually trained with this weapon. Although we are going a kill per shot right now, except for that last one, which, as I said it, always got to prove me wrong. Can't just let me have this. Whew. I think I got him right in the man bits. Terrible, terrible siege. Go off to war, come back without your man bits. That is not the way to do it right there. Nope. Now the thing I do like that I find to be pleasurable about the crossbow is that we can aim it indefinitely without any problems like losing our aim or anything like that. Oh, and right in the chest. That's what you get. That is open and then in the neck. Whew. Okay, I don't want to fire out of this side anymore. This exchange in bolts is not going to go in my favor. Your bolts are a weak currency right there. And I think I'm going to put bolts right into the back of them as they come up. Yep, that seems to be about... Oh, who hit me? Unfortunately, there's so much violence flying around right now that it's difficult to tell. I don't think they're going to take the walls. We seem to be doing okay at holding. It's amazing that I can pick out who I'm shooting at right here. Like, half the time in normal battles I can't tell who I'm shooting at, but in a siege, making all these shots over people's shoulders, into people's visors and things. It's weird how combat focuses the mind. It focuses the mind. I think I don't like you. Right in the heart, if the heart was on the right side of the thoracic cavity. No, what did I just pick up? Okay. I picked up my own sabre. My god, there's so many of them. Well... Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's gonna hit the edge. That's one of those weird cases where the clipping plane is in the way. Sorry, little guy. You ain't gonna make it. He's like, how do you know? I might pull through. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, you can have faith if you want. I suppose if you really want to believe hard enough, you might pull through. How did that not hit something? Like it went through the armhole. Ridiculous. Or the crook of his arm without hitting him. We are delivering damage each and every shot, even though it gives the appearance of having flown through. We are still hurting people, so that's fine, because that's what we're good at, hurting people. We're a heartbreaker. Mad Dog McGriddle, great at hurting men. It's like a job for her. In fact, it has become one. This has been her profession throughout the course of this entire play. It's always good to do what you love, though. If you get to do what you love, life will go smoothly, and so I can only assume that life is smooth like butter for Mad Dog McGriddle right now. And as much as I want to believe that this will act as really kind of a stopgap in the battle, I bet you anything the Kim will be back in like 5 minutes with like 600 more guys. They recuperate so quickly. God, we got another wave coming in. We have been defending this thing since, well, forever. I mean, we have definitely been holding the line for a long period of time, more than our fair share. I think the game has actually stopped saving the dead bodies. There's been some... Oh. Although he's got to be getting to the end of his army now because I'm seeing a whole lot of peasants. And since they all have javelins, I'm going to scoot in. Oh, I shot my own... Ooh, he was a mercenary. He doesn't have a family. It'll be okay. Hopefully nobody notices. They might take the wall once. I'm going to have archers join me at this position, since they're all sitting down in the courtyard firing upwards for some reason. I've seen them do this particular behavior before, and it's not one that I'm particularly fond with while we're talking about particular things. Okay, so let me have my nomad bow back. Do I still have a weapon? I don't. Well... Okay, so I've got my nomad bow back. And we're going to make some attempt to charge them off the walls now, since I think that was their last reinforcement wave. See, my guys will go down off the wall, but their guys never will. It's the weirdest thing. I'm going to have archers right here. And let's get moving. That is a lot of dead bodies. We've created a carpet of corpses. A carpet of carefully cracked corpses. If you wanted to be a bit more alliterative about it. I try at least once per episode to introduce a vague amount of alliteration. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just ends up being really, really awkward. God, that is a powerful axe throw. I had a couple of like tomahawks that I used to throw at a tree when I was a kid. And... it's harder to throw an axe every single time and stick it into a tree than one might think. Same with throwing knives. They market those things like crazy in cutlery magazines, but then you get them and you're like, aha! I'm awesome. I'm an assassin. I'm like, assassino. And you're like swinging around. You're like, yeah! And then it just like bounces off the tree and it's like, wah, wah. And you're like, well, I learned what my profession will never be. I should have known because I'm horribly short-sighted to begin with. So, how many short-sighted assassins do you hear about? Probably not that many. How did our casualties look? We lost 42. Most of them frontline combatants. Compared to what our enemy lost, which was everything, I think we turned out okay. Unfortunately, they didn't let us capture the king by default. Oh, there he is right there. Okay, so we're going to fight against their 2 men. I thought that shadow right there was his army and that there was a glitch just there where he had like a massive army with him. I was like, no! Why, Sanjar Khan? Why won't you just let me win? If I can capture the king, that puts us in a really good place to sue for peace, so that we can wheel about and fight with Vaegirs. Nah. Okay, so let's... Distar Castle is so beat up right now. And then down on this side, we have very little choice but to break up this siege. We have Gulison and Gurlad is here, but he's only got 51 men. We've only got 78, so we're not in a very good position either to be dictating the terms of busting this whole thing up. All we really have left are a couple of Huskarls and a couple of sharpshooters. What I need to do right now is get inside Toga. And that'll run them off. If I can get back up to Ikamer without Distar going down... they can rejoin the siege for as long as it's flagged for a siege. So let me hang out here for a minute. Okay, so that's no longer under siege. Let me run this guy off. My standing problem right now is that I just simply can't get out to reinforce myself. I don't know how they're reinforcing these armies so fast. It's incredible how quickly they're just bringing all these guys back into the fold to fight. I'm going to hang out right here and they can do whatever they want. With 87 men, he's definitely not taking this wall. Let them come what may, I suppose. Got more than enough time to sit here and repel them, so... Not super interested in fighting this one as a land battle. But I think I may have to. I mean, fighting from the walls is a better idea. But my conflict of interest right now is I need to come down here and help Toga. I'm not going to let it get sieged by 50 guys. That's ridiculous. So I need to kick off this battle. Oh, he's got a lot of stuff to capture, so it might be a good idea. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in right here. I'm going to save because, I don't know. I think it's time for a reformat on my computer. Lately, I've been having a lot of weird crashes and things. So I am thinking that it is almost time to reinstall the Windows before we do anything else. I'm going to have everybody follow me up this hill. Hopefully we can get there before the enemy does, because they will be mounted, obviously, which is always an issue with fighting the Kyrgyz, is they tend to not allow you to get any type of formation into play before they hit you hard and fast. Yeah, so there they are right there. So unfortunately, couldn't get into position quickly enough. And so now we find ourselves fighting with people who are mounted, which is always a bad thing. And I also didn't tell my sharpshooters what to do, so now they are listless. And being the wonderful bureaucrats that they are, they very much prefer to operate. That horse is doing a very, very strange motion. Let's go ahead and send in the infantry as a diversion so that the archers can recover slightly. And then we'll put them up here. Yeah, this is going to be a worse loss than... We are going to take losses that were larger than I expected to take here. Then pull infantry back, and we're going to take the initial position that we had wanted to start this fight out, which is exactly how we're set up right now. That was my big hope and where I wanted to be on the battlefield. I could eat a lance right here any moment, so I'm not going to spend too much time. This is more just to act as a diversion for exactly that right there. Horse took 132 damage. Very, very bad. Luckily, we've got those steps chargers that can act as a replacement if we end up losing him, or he ends up getting crippled, so it'll be fine. That count as a hit, hold on. No, I need revenge now. You don't strike me like that, man. You don't strike him like that either. Get off that horse. So it's time. It didn't say your horse was crippled, so I think we're okay here. I'm gonna jump this guy right here. Yeah! How do you like your new owner, horsey? I'll give you lots of apples, and I promise you won't get colic, because I'm a magical apple distributor. He thought he was clever. He thought that he had a bright idea. This guy's just running for it. He's like, nope. Oh, I swung too early because I panicked. I made with the panic. And then with the few remaining Serenid footmen that are making this little block over here. The Serenid footmen are actually a little bit more difficult to crack than you would think. They're a tough little group. Huskarl was killed by a huntress. How does that happen, man? You don't get a gravestone, that's it. We're sending you home naked and we're just gonna pretend like you never existed. It's embarrassing. So we took both of them out, and we've got ample ability to resupply our forces. So we want to look for veterans first. Huskarls preferably, because that's what we've been losing a lot of. But after that, we're pretty much just going to refill on veterans and warriors, I think. So that was a good fight for us. That was one that had multiple objectives that all got fulfilled in order for us to kind of continue fighting along. Allowed us to refill anyways. Charger's still in good shape. Okay, I was worried that he might be crippled. And so now what we need to do is get down here, and we need to bring the fight. Did he run off? Okay, so he's over there. I'm going to use this opportunity to go to Ikamer and get my knights back so that we can actually fight field battles again. It looks like they're pissing around Ikamer, which is not good because there's already enough piss on the floor. It's a medieval world and people just pee wherever they want. But frankly, it's become kind of frustrating. I think I might keep some of these lower tier guys in my group just so I can continue to upgrade them in the hopes that maybe someday they'll be useful to me. And then we'll get our 61 Swadian Knights here. We'll take our 10 Mamluks, our men-at-arms, and we'll leave everybody just kind of hanging out. I need to make time to get back up to my own territory and distribute these lands to lords that can actually defend them. And the unfortunate part is that we've got a little bit of a supply chain disruption here, where commands are not making it through the front lines, and I'm just ending up in this never-ending circle of defending things that I don't want to be defending. Nords has declared war against us too, so we're gonna have to sue for peace eventually with somebody. Okay, so we're no longer in assault mode now. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna try and make a run back to Qdan, and they can lay waste to whatever they want. And we're gonna sue for peace back up in here, if I can make it in time. Let's go to the castle. And if we can sue for peace, Uramuda, I need to look up which guys are like good guys so that I can have them on my side, and then we can get rid of all the fluff lords that suck. Let's go and dispatch an emissary to the Kyrgyz, and that we should enter in as a truce. We'll take Borcha. And after that, there's nothing here that we can do to strengthen our unity. And we'll give Distar to Klargus. And Stamar is up next from what I can tell. So there it is. We've recovered everybody at least back up to a slightly medium amount of respect. After which point, I don't really know where I should go from here. I don't know if I should watch this front since Nord's now just declared on us. I may have to be a bit more careful about defending things and trying to make sure that we don't get rode out on. I'm going to reject his offer for the lords because I need to keep... Let's talk to people and figure out where we're at right now. Lazalit, sir. How goes the war? We're fighting Vagirs, the Kyrgyz, and the Nords. So with the Kyrgyz... well, I would think that he would be ready to make peace as well. I think we could fight Vagirs and Nords simultaneously without too many problems. Let's go ahead and have a run around the Western Kingdom and see what's going on out here. Just wipe out anybody we catch on the wrong side of the tracks. So this will be our last battle of the day, I think. Let's beat up Tribidan before relieving ourselves elsewhere. People keep looking at me funny when I relieve myself here. Judgmental bastards. That's what they get, though. That's what they get for being judgmental. They gotta sit around with their eyebrows all furrowed and sore all the time because always scowling. Always scowling. That's a lot of crossbowmen. That is a worrying array of crossbowmen. My aim is off today, which is kind of embarrassing. I mean, it seems like every time I showcase something, all my skills go out the window. Be about done here. A couple guys routing, and then we should be good. Ooh, Spearman, I don't know if he's just running away. Usually they run away once they're wounded, but that one took a lot of damage and didn't go down. 44, I suppose he's higher tier. He probably has like 60 or so. I could be wrong. And I think that's where I'm going to break off this episode. So we're kind of on the precipice right now of major warfare. Things are about to get ugly for us. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Mountain Blade Warband. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.